Next, let's talk about alternative finishes for your thread tails. So these are things you only really need to do if the end of your seam is not going to be covered up by another seam. If you do have a situation where one seam overlaps the other, you don't need to do anything with your thread tail. You can just cut it off and it's good. You can use the darning method. So you would thread a darning needle with all 4 threads, and then you're going to weave that needle under the looper threads. You can see that on the upper right picture here. And this is, again, only necessary in seams that aren't getting serged over again. But that's a good way to bury your thread tail and make it really secure. You can tie your thread tails in a knot. So you're just going to separate all 4 threads and then tie a knot, like tie the 2 sections into a knot together. Or you can use a seam sealant like fray check or fray block to glue the trimmed threads in place. So this can be handy if you're making rolled hem napkins and you want a nice clean finish at the end. Just simply trim that thread tail close to the edge of the fabric and then put a little dot of fray check on it, and that should keep it in place. When doing basic troubleshooting on your machine, always remember TNT, which stands for thread needle tension. When in doubt, if you're having trouble, go ahead and rethread your machine. Take all the threads out and do the whole process from start to finish. Double check that your presser foot is raised while you're threading each thread and that you're threading in the correct order. With your needle, check that you're using the correct size and type of needle for your fabric. You'll always get a cleaner result if you do. And then tension. After checking that your threading is correct and you're using the correct needle and a fresh needle, try changing the tension to see if your stitch quality improves.